I opened my advent. Oh! Hello, and welcome to episode 24 of the Breaking Yarn podcast. My name is Mikaylee. I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and this is my podcast where I talk about my knitting, my crocheting, and my yarn dyeing. You can find me online at breakingyarn.com or anywhere on social media at Breaking Yarn. Today I have one project half done, or PhD, and I have 3 whips, 2 of which you have not seen yet. And I have a new colorway to talk about, and I will open my Fuzzy Whatnots Advent. I am filming a separate vlog for the Advent, so you'll have to check out that video if you want to see all of the days of the yarn that I'm opening. And I will open the full skein on Christmas Day, so I expect the video to come out either Christmas or the day after Christmas on YouTube, so that'll be a separate video. But I thought it would be fun to unwrap the Advent on my podcast. I also have a finished object from the community to share with you, so let's just jump right into it. My first project half done are these socks. I just have one done so far. This pattern is Second Breakfast Socks by Lindsay of Sock Witchery, and they look like little squares or little waffles maybe. I did make a few alterations to the pattern. I did a knit 2 purl 2 ribbing instead of a 1x1, and I did the eye of the partridge heel flap instead of the slip stitch heel flap on this one. And I am using this yarn. It's called Foggy Mountain, and it's by the Purling Perry. And she provided my followers a discount code in her shop good through December 31st. It's called, the code is Breaking 10 for 10% off your order in her shop, and I'll link that down below. It's not a commission thing. I am not earning any extra money or anything from sharing that code with you, but I just wanted to help her get her new shop off the ground. So yeah, Foggy Mountain. It has a lot of grays and greens, and then different shades of greens too, which I really like. And one of my whips it's in this bag that I had from Danielle of Midwest Stitches with the Grinch on it and some other Grinch characters, or I guess just one. Is it a dog that looks like a reindeer? I'm not sure. But I'm housing my second sock in there. This is my first whip. And I have about 2 more repeats to do on the leg before starting the heel. And I hope to get these done before Christmas Day because I am going to be participating in the Zebra Yarns striped Advent socks, and you knit them 2 at a time. And currently, as it stands, I'm only able to knit 2 socks at a time total. That's like all I have, for at least to do 9-inch circs, which is what I would want to do. So I'm thinking I can get this done by next week. But if I don't, it's not that big of a deal. I figured worst case, since I'm using my Chowgu red lace, the mini twist set for 9-inch, I can just put them on a longer cable and put the end caps on them. If I don't get them done before then, and then I can use these needles to knit the socks for that. So that's my first whip. I have my second whip here is in a bag by Little Robin Cottage. This has little skiers on it. And I decided to start another Musselburgh beanie. And here we are. I'm about 2 inches past the increases of the hat. Or did I say Musselburgh beanie? It's Musselburgh Hat, and the pattern is by Ysolda Teague. And I'll link all of my project pages down below with additional information if I forget to say something. I'm using my red lace interchangeable set from ChiaoGoo. I love using those because I can easily switch from doing magic loop to in the round, or like 16 inches in the round without having to change my needles too much. I just take one cable off, slide them around, and then, or one needle off, slide them around, and then put the needle back on, and they're on the right size now to go round and round. I am using as my beginning of round marker, this is a little progress keeper that I got from White Rose Fiber Co. I showed this on acquisitions last time, I believe. And the yarn, let me tell you about the yarn. I have no idea what it is. A coworker of mine was in Peru a couple of years ago and saw this yarn in a ball like this. It's a really pretty blue color, dark blue. It's probably factory dyed. I don't believe this is hand dyed or anything like that because it's so perfect. There's like literally no like tonals or anything at all that would indicate that it's hand dyed. And I don't know what the fiber content is. I did weigh it before I started the hat, and it was 114 grams. So I probably won't need the entire thing to knit the hat. But I figured it would be nice if I could knit the hat for him, since he thought of me to bring me yarn, which I just love, you know, when people are out and about and they see yarn and they think, who loves yarn? Mikaylee loves yarn, and then they bring me yarn. I think that's like the sweetest thing ever. So I thought it would be fun to surprise him with a hat out of the yarn that he brought me from Peru. So that's my plan for that. I'm not putting any kind of deadline on it. There's no goal on it at all. I'm just gonna knit it here and there and as I feel I want to, and go from there. It'll be a nice surprise, I think. My last whip that I have, it's in this bag by Will of Spargur Yarn Co. It's a nice big tote bag and it's pretty full, and I am it's holding my Honey I Shrunk the Stash Brioche Shawl. This is a pattern by Lesley of Knit Graffiti, and it's a single color brioche pattern. And if you want to learn how to knit brioche, this is a great first pattern to learn because there are no burp rows, so no brioche purl rows. You only brioche knit, which is the best row in brioche, in my opinion, to do. You only need to know how to do increases to make your shawl grow, which is a bark yarn over bark. It's brioche knit, you yarn over and you brioche knit again into the same one, and it creates extra stitches and hence makes it grow. So don't mind all my ends. Hopefully that doesn't give anybody anxiety or anything like that. I am just using up scraps from my previous projects, and even the tiniest bits of scraps, like this pink was from my Musselburgh hat I knit for myself in a slub base, and I literally only had a small little ball of it, and it was enough to do 2 rows. So I'm not thinking too much about, you know, the size of the stripes or anything like that. I'm just kind of going for it. If I feel like doing a little bit more on a color, like this Granite State Yarns one or the green one, I just go for it. And I just switch when I want to, or depending on how much yarn I have. If I have real little balls, I've been using them up a little bit more in the beginning because I'm not sure how many rows I can get out of it. If it's in a long one, if I could even get one. So I'm trying to use up all my little scraps for that. The color that's currently attached is Rainbow Bright Lights from Teresa Fuzzy Whatnots. And I have lots of different yarns in here. I'd mentioned Granite State yarns. This is Berry Pickin'. I have some Bleeding Out in a mini. I have, this yarn is really special to me actually. This is the very first yarn I've ever dyed. I did half of it in cherry Kool-Aid and the other half of it in grape Kool-Aid. So it made a purple and red yarn. I have some socks knit out of these and I thought it would be fun to add that to my shawl as well. I have lots of different scraps in here. Even have Skylar White since I finished those socks. Some Mandy's Makings. I have some yarn from Anna Zebra Yarns. I literally have so many scraps in here. I even have, I have this little thing of Hank Schrader. I guess I better use that up soon because it's only so much. That's probably a really little amount. So I should probably use that next. But anyways, yeah, that's my Honey I Shrunk the Stash. It's a great stash busting project, as the name indicates, from Lesley of Knit Graffiti. So I did dye this colorway on a sock fingering base. This is a colorway that will be Holly White. She is Walter White and Skylar White's daughter. She's a baby in the show. I don't think she gets much older than like maybe a year in the show. But I dyed this up so that I can start a new design in this color, and that's really exciting. And yeah, I just have to manage my needles and my time, since I was talking about doing the cowl for the 12 stripes. I have to do those socks 2 at a time. And I still need to finish this sock, so I don't know, we'll see, but it's on my list of things I want to do. So I already filmed this episode once. You'll see maybe if I do a blooper section again. I actually opened my Advent from Fuzzy Whatnots already, and I don't really want to like recreate that, so I may just do a voiceover for my actual vlog that I'm doing. But day 6, this is what day 6 looks like. It's like got purples and corals and pinks, variegated. And I really like where this Advent is going. If you want to watch the full video with all of the days for all the different yarns that I'm opening each day leading up to Christmas, I will put that video. It will be coming out next week, and I'll try to update this video with that link, but I'll probably post about that on Instagram. So keep an eye out for that. I don't want to, obviously I can't reopen it when I'm filming again. So you'll just have to check out that video to see if I can do a voiceover or something. Oh, I can't believe I did that. Okay. Anyways, so this was day 6. I was supposed to put this into that video of me opening it, so as it would be like a fun different thing because it's a podcast day. But anyways, oh wells, such life happens, right? The last thing I've been spending a little bit of time on is winding up this yarn barf. I dyed this yarn, I don't know, a couple of years ago maybe, and it has just been a mess, and I didn't have the heart to just throw it away, even though I've thought about it for sure. I was like, oh, do I really want to like spend my time doing this? Because I kind of hate untangling yarn. But I decided that if I just spend a few minutes each day on tangling it, then eventually it will get done. And this ball is what I've been winding so far, hand winding, and it's already over 50 grams. So I am doing it little by little each day, and I've been posting my progress updates on Instagram stories. So if you want to follow along to see when I eventually get this yarn barf dealt with and fully wound up, you can follow along on my Instagram stories for that. I don't know the fiber content of it because it's been so long and I didn't tag it or anything. So I'm thinking I'm just going to put it in my Honey I Shrunk the Stash shawl. So we'll see. I have the two ends of the balls here, and I'm just working on it a little bit every day until it's done. I'm kind of just keeping it in this bag so that it doesn't continue to get even more tangled somewhere else. The last thing I wanted to share with you was a project from the community. This is knit and submitted by Yvonne. She knit this old school cardigan by Alma Mahler, and she knit the size 1 to 2 year old, and she used Breaking Violet in a Swish DK base from my shop, and she ended up using 1.5 skeins for that. As you can see on the sleeves, there's a little bit of pooling, but there isn't on the body, which I think just looks so cool. But if you don't like pooling and you want to avoid pooling, how you can do that is by alternating your skeins. So since she used 1.5 skeins, it meant she had 2 skeins, and she could have alternated every 2 rounds. You just switch which skein you're knit from and carry the yarn up the sleeve, and that would have helped avoid the pooling. But I really personally like pooling. I know I've talked about that a lot on my podcast. So I personally don't worry too much about that. But if you want to avoid the look of pooling, that is a suggestion for how you can do that. I don't think there's anything else to share with you. Happy holidays. Thank you so much for sharing some time with me today, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. When will I learn? I just filmed the entire podcast episode again, and I had forgot to turn my mic on. Last time I filmed the whole episode and the mic was on, but it ran out of batteries like halfway through and then the audio cut out. And this time I just filmed the entire episode without turning the mic on. And when I know when the mic is plugged into the camera does not pick up any sound unless the mic is on. I've learned that. I learned that this week while I'm filming a vlog. But did I think to check it before I started filming? No. Oh my gosh. Okay. And I opened my Advent. Oh, I might have to do a voiceover on that part. Okay. Mikaylee, what is wrong with you?